Kanye West is here. His debut album, The College Dropout, has sold over 2.5 million copies, earned him 10 Grammy nominations, including Best New Artist, Song of the Year, Album of the Year, and more. Here is a look at his work. February 10th will mark the launch of the Kanye West Foundation, which aims to keep kids in school. I am pleased to have him here at this table for the first time as we look at the week ahead of the Grammys. Welcome.
What's going on?
What's going on is right. 10 Grammy nominations, including all those things that I said. Album of the Year, producer for The Diary of Alicia Keys, who is here. Song of the Year, new for Jesus Walks. New Artist, You. Best R&B Song, Rap Solo Performance, Rap Song Performance, Rap Song Collaboration, Rap Song, Jesus Walks Again, Rap Album, The Call. All of that you have been nominated for. Yeah. Who is it that you would like to say, I told you so, I told you so, I told you so?
Oh, man, the list is so long, I don't know where to start. Like, do I start with my gym teacher back in high school, who I told her freshman year I was about to get a deal and take Crisscross out, and then she came to me senior year, like, what happened to your record deal? Or do I tell, like, all the label execs that didn't sign me, and they said, who's gonna believe a rapper that dresses like Carlton? Or do I...
And then they would say, we'll call you.
Yeah, I got hit with those words a few times. Do I say it to the magazines who I begged for covers, or said that I felt like the album should get a higher rating, and people say, well, what's wrong with him? You know, I just felt if you put your heart into something and you had a grasp on what was really good and you knew you delivered a good product, you have the right to defend your product after people would criticize it. You have the right to call people and say, man, I feel like it deserves something better. If you're in school, if you're the valedictorian, if you're someone that always gets all A's and you get a B, you're going to go to the professor and try to get your grade changed. Right. So I feel like the Grammys kind of stamped it. Now everybody feels like it's okay to like me. It was really different when it came out, and they didn't know if it was cool enough to say you like Kanye yet, you know. So.
Stay with that idea, though, because I'm interested in how you and why you believe all of this has happened. I mean, what was it that you did, and why was what you have done this year with this album receive such a response?
I just think it was in God's plan. I think I survived my accident
we'll come back
for
to
a
that
reason.
in a moment. Yeah.
I think He just has me here for a reason, that I have something to say, and that my ultimate goal is to help people. So He kept me here to somehow help other people. It's not just, me doing this album. It could be me giving someone else a hit single, me giving someone some advice that they can carry on, me giving them a song that will help them through their day, or me, starting this foundation. And I think God, He just puts up with this, the bravado. He just deals with it, because I'm still a human being. Like, but I'm still one of His soldiers, though.
Yeah, but the Lord says it's okay. That's kind.
Yeah.
Is that what He says?
Yeah.
Or she says, whoever. Stay with I'll come back to the accident in a moment, because it's important and central to your own life experience because of how, well, you tell me, what happened in October of 2002?
Well, I was driving from the studio. I had a long day where I was working on like 3 different sessions. And I think I had about a 10-minute ride to the hotel, and I fell asleep at the wheel, and I was woken by a steering wheel hitting my mouth at 50 miles per hour. And I looked in the rear view, and I saw my face getting bigger, like something off the movies, like Teen Wolf or something that you use special effects for. Yeah. But I could see the separation in my jaw right here. So I thought it was just broken in one place, and I found out later it was broken in 3 places. And when the cops finally came, they had to put this, like, the neck brace, like right here up against the chin, right where it was broken. So it was excruciating pain. And they pulled me out in the stretcher. It was like freezing cold in the ambulance. And once I got to the hospital, they kept on asking me the same questions. And I remember screaming out because I remember screaming out and saying, yo, why do you keep on asking me questions? Don't you see my mouth is broken? That was the bad part about it. The good part about it was the recovery. I used Through the Wire and this entire album as my rehabilitation. It was the first opportunity I had to tell people I'm not going to the studio. And instead of staying at the hotel, I snuck in and I made songs that inspired me. songs that gave me life. I feel like this album was kind of like my angel that helped heal me. And
because it helped heal you in what way?
It revived my spirits. It was the songs. I couldn't eat. I couldn't enjoy food. There was a lot of things I couldn't do. But one thing I could do is go to the studio and turn it up loud. And that's the reason why a lot of the music on there they evoke a certain emotion. They raise your spirits. Any situation you're going through, from spaceships, I've been working this grave shift and I ain't made it. I wish I could buy me a spaceship and fly. And anybody that's in that situation, they listen to the song and it'll be like their spaceship. So being that I feel like this album was my angel, just imagine if you're in a hospital bed and someone came through and healed you. And when you finally recovered, you said, "Oh, I got this person that heals people, and I want you to meet them." Yeah. So you let the whole world meet them, and then people have the nerve to criticize this person that's helped you so much. And that's the way I felt when people were criticizing my album when it first came out. I'm like, no, you don't. It's not just an album. You don't understand what it's done for me.
Was it mainly because of the title, Jesus Walks? Was that what?
No, it wasn't just Jesus Walks. Every song. I swear to you, every song. See, people try to pinpoint Jesus Walks, but the entire album is spiritual. It's like no Stella Award nomination can take away from the impact of what this does for people. When they hear Family Business, when they hear Through the Wire, if they've been in an accident, when someone whose boyfriend just got locked up for selling drugs because he couldn't find a job and he had three strikes and he had the X on his back, so there was no work opportunities. When she hears drug dealing just to get by, stack your money till it gets sky high. We wasn't supposed to make it past 25. Joke's on you, we still alive. Throw your hands up in the sky and say, we don't care what people say. That right there is like a family member speaking to them. The music on this CD was, I was only the vessel for this. God was in the studio with me when I was working. Even I don't know in the future, I don't know if I'll be able to make anything like this, because this was my healing process. This was my rehabilitation CD.
Yeah. So this came right directly from where you were in the inside.
Yes. Yeah.
And you worry about whether you can do it again?
Yeah, I always worry. But I just have to keep making good music, the best music I can. I can even get more skill, but the whole thing is to always have that heart. Because it's not about, it's people that might be better programmers, better rappers. But where I think I really won is I had the heart. I had the heart to survive through that.
And you could access it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you always want to be a rapper? I mean, you started as a producer.
Yeah, every black kid wants to be a rapper.
Is that right?
Yeah. Every little black kid wants to be a rapper or an NBA player or do what their father does or be a doctor or, all these different careers when you're growing up. You see Run DMC, you see LL Cool J. But I really started taking it seriously like in the 7th grade.
That you could be.
Yeah. I really thought that I was going to come out and just take Crisscross out. I pinpointed the rappers that were still like my age,
And in the College Dropout, you are saying to every kid in any urban or rural neighborhood in America, black or white, that you can make it if you believe in yourself. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
And you don't have to have a college diploma to make it.
Yeah, well, I always tell people college is a choice. High school is a necessity, but college is a choice. A lot of times people go to school because it's what their parents want them to do. They're chasing someone else's dream. There's so many people that are majoring in stuff.
Yeah.
If you go to school, if you're picking out Christmas gifts, you might have $500 and you got this list and you know exactly what you want to get. People go to school and they're spending $8,000, $10,000 a year, $15,000, and they have no idea what they want. Just stop. Wait a second before you sign all those loans, before you put yourself in debt for the rest of your life, and say, what do I want to do with my life? Sometimes you just need a couple years after high school just to get yourself together. And that's
in other words, you may not be right for college today, but if you go off and do something else, whether it's the military, whatever you might do, or go to work or whatever you might do, if you come back after 2 years or 3 years and go to college, college will be more meaningful, and therefore you get more out of it, and therefore you'll benefit from it better.
If college is what's meant for you, because there's a lot of professions that don't involve college.
But everybody can't be an NBA player, and everybody can't be a rap star, and everybody can't be.
You need plumbers, you need electricians. There's a lot of people that make the same thing or more than people with college degrees, and ultimately it's about being happy, having a happy life, raising your family. I feel like the key to life is family itself. So if you can provide for your family, and this is speaking from a male point of view, and be happy, then that's all you need. It's not about that college degree that everybody says that you're supposed to have. There's so many people with college degrees that are not happy with their life. If you have a dream and you're good enough, because sometimes people, it's a difference between a dream and just being delusional. Don't just drop out of school. Like, I was already making money in the music industry. I had a platinum plaque before I dropped out of school.
Right.
And I had a deal on the table with Columbia, with Sony.
Right.
And I flew in, and I remember saying, I'm going to be bigger than Jermaine Dupri. I'm going to be bigger than Michael Jackson. And I didn't realize that the person I was talking to was actually Jermaine Dupri's father or whatever. So, so I really been wilding out since day one. So this is not new. People say, oh, Kanye, you got all big and you started wilding out. Like, no.
You wilded out.
Yeah, I was like, in 8th grade, they canceled the talent show. They said, this is not finna be the Kanye West show. So.
No, they didn't say that.
Yeah, so this is not some after the fame thing. You know?
Now, and Kanye means what? The appointed one? What does it mean?
It means Kanye means the only one.
The only one.
Yeah. It's kind of appropriate.
Let's talk a bit about your parents.
Okay.
Your mother. Tell me about your mother.
My mother was head of the English department when I actually went to that school.
At Chicago State?
Chicago State University. And my father, he actually, he had so many degrees.
Yeah.
While he was searching for what he wanted to do, that sometimes I forget the exact ones, but it was something where he used to teach. He was a professor at the school where my mother worked at when they met. He has like all types of masters.
They split when you were young.
Yeah, when I was 3 years old.
Yeah. And what does he think of this?
He loves it.
He loves it.
Yeah. My father's, both my mother and my father really had me in the church a lot. But my father really, when I would come home, like we'd be driving home from Delaware to Maryland, and we'll be listening to the radio, and they'll play like maybe like a song like "Do Me, Baby," or something that was involving a triangle relationship, and I'll be like, and he'll turn it down. I say, "What's wrong with that song? It's talking about love," and he'll explain to me how we stay in PG and DC, and how this is one of the murder capitals of the world, and how most of these murders are surrounded around triangle relationships. You slept with my girl, I'm gonna kill you. And he explained how these songs, they have hidden agendas and negative connotations, even though it seems like they're talking about love. So for that 3-hour ride, instead of getting to hear the radio, I would have to hear him break down social issues and the black father not being in the home, or triangle relationships. And when it was time for me to rap, I didn't rap about that. I rapped about a bunch of BS. But I started to hang out with Dead Presidents and Kweli and Common, and they showed me how to rap about this stuff and still make it sound cool. And when they gave me that, it flew out of me. It started flowing. Okay. I wrote All Falls Down in one night, you know?
Yeah. In one night.
Yeah.
Now, what did they give you, though? They showed you how to do what?
To rap about things
that came from your heart.
Yeah, that came from my heart. That weren't particularly the cool thing. You know, I got a throwback on. Right. I got a gun. I never shot a gun before in my life. You know, but I would say it in raps because it seemed like what I was supposed to do. And they showed me how to word what it was you had to say and still make it, tangible to a rap listener. And
what was that they showed you, how to make it tangible to a rap listener? A different message, but tangible to a rap listener.
Because rap is like, it has a certain edge to it. It has a certain, you gotta speak whatever you say with conviction. Right. But it will always be, if you say, okay, I got a gun, you will say like, yo, I got a gun. And you'll say, can I help you? You'll say, can I help you? And say it in a different way. But they showed me how to say, can I help you? Like, can I help you?
Yeah.
And that's all that this album is. It's, can I help you? Can I help you? So it's like you give that. So people don't actually realize that they're getting like positive energy because it sounds like the exact same thing. It's a trick. You know?
Go ahead. It's what?
It's a trick. Like Jesus Walks is a trick. They told me it would never be played on the radio, so the second verse is reverse psychology for program directors. They say you can rap about anything except for Jesus, right? Is it? Oh, no, we can play that. We can play Jesus. What that boy talking about? I don't know what you talking about. Yeah.
And this goes back to some of the things your father taught you.
Yeah.
And where did you find the religion?
My father, my grandmother, falling asleep on my grandmother's chest back when I was like 8 years old. And it was always, I was raised as a Christian. So that's what I believe. I believe Jesus died for our sins. One issue, though, I have is that I don't believe that people that don't believe that are going to hell, though. But you're supposed to believe that when you're a Christian. I don't believe that Muslims are going to hell. I don't believe that a newborn baby that dies in a fire 2 days after he was born that didn't get a chance to get baptized is going to hell. You think because he runs some water over his head like that makes a difference to God?
No, it doesn't. You're right.
No, how could I be right? That's not what the Bible says.
No.
That's not what the Bible says.
Because a loving God wouldn't have that attitude.
That's what I feel, but there's so many people that disagree with me. There's so many people that listen to Jesus Walks, and they're going to look at this interview, they're going to say, well, how do you believe Jesus walks? But you don't believe everybody that's not a Christian is going to hell. Yeah. And the thing is, I have my relationship with God. I feel like I was at the gates in that accident, and he told me to go back and live my life. Only thing promised is death. So basically, life is like a game. So you have to play the game the way you want to play it.
And how have you chosen to play it?
You see how I play it. I get on TV and say stuff to spark people's attention. I make songs that are not supposed to be on the radio. I help artists that need help. I try to put my friends in better positions. I try to change music and use that ability to maybe change the world.
Now, do you think you're a better person, say, than a rapper who also 50 Cent reflects his experience?
Yeah.
Do you think what you were doing by reflecting your experience is better than him or not? Or
no, it would be that would be hypocritical to ever say that you're a better person than anybody, because a gangster rapper could be a way nicer person. Like people think 50 Cent is way nicer than me. You know what I'm saying? Because people talk to me and I'll be like,
you know what I'm
saying? They were like, whoa, you know. So if you take like a 50 Cent, you take a song like In the Club, and even though it's talking about violence, the ultimate goal of the song is to make you feel good, to make you dance. It's people who have a birth. That's the birthday party anthem. And that's what I say on my album too. I use profanity, and I'll say, now throw your mother, get hands, get them high. Right. And that would be stuff that takes it out of contingency of being considered spiritual. But when I say mother, I'm not using it to curse someone. But I'm speaking exactly like how I spoke when I was broke, how I speak on an everyday basis, how we all speak.
And you're also using language that people are used to hearing.
Yeah. And you relate it. Album. It's like when you go and you talk to, you speak to, people go and speak to kids. And it'll be that one speaker that comes in and he actually says a curse word. Yeah. That curse word sparks everybody's attention. And right when everybody's open, he gives you all this information, he sneaks it in. And that's kind of what I did. I spit a lot of stuff where it's like we laugh to keep from crying. You know, I'll put a couple punchlines here and there so you can swallow the pill. But certain songs that I written, not just Jesus Walks, All Falls Down, was groundbreaking.
It is said about you that you wrote terrific beats, that you were very good at that.
Yeah.
What is that?
Well, it's producing beats. It's like...
or producing beats.
Yeah, like I sample... and I program drums.
Yeah.
And
you accelerate the speed.
Yeah, I speed up beats.
But you keep the sound.
Yeah, but I keep a soulful sound, and a lot of times people
and then
who
you lay the lyrics on top of that, or the voice.
Yeah, that's a form of production and grabbing the right artist to put on it.
Did you do better at that than anybody else? Was that something you were really good at?
Anybody else I personally knew I was better than, but you know, I didn't know Dre or Timbaland or Pharrell at the time. But I would say that I was one of the best. My father asked me that question back when I was 15. I was maybe I was 16. He said, I was a photographer back in Atlanta, and I'll say that, I was pretty good. I wasn't one of the best, but son, what do you think you stand? And I looked at him, I said, I am the best. And this was 16, and that was a little delusional.
And where do you think that came from, this sense of...
From my grandfather on my mother's side. If you could hear him talk.
Yeah. He believed in himself.
He believed in himself, and he believed in other people around him that believed in him.
Yeah. What do you fear now?
I don't fear death.
Because of the accident you felt?
Because of the accident. I feel like I'm here to do a job, and when my job is finished, I'll go home.
And going home means what?
I go to heaven. And what do I fear? Just fear is like being whacked. Fear of not having an idea, because at that point I'll be dead. My ideas are my air. I breathe creativity.
Does the success that you've had with this album suggest that there was a hunger among the rap audience for something different, for somebody who comes along and puts within using all of the techniques that rap is famous for,
I think it was
but
a
had
void.
a different message, and there was a void there, and you just drove right through it.
Yeah, it was a void. I was like the boxing coach, sitting there watching all these other boxers in the ring. I'm like, just go to the gut. Just go to the gut. And nobody goes to the gut. People are winning in everything. Like some people get knocked out, some people are winning. But, I'm like the person they never said could be a boxer all week and everything in comparison. But I just get in that ring and hit people dead in the gut. Meaning, speak for my soul. And I'm knocking all these people out. They're like, how did that happen? I'm like, I've been telling y'all for all, just speak from your soul. That's all you got to do. People relate to that. But you know what? Once I really found out, I decided I was going to be a rapper, I just shut up and I stopped telling people. And I'd be in the studio with people and I would help them with their tracks. Right. But I've stopped helping people with their raps. Because I used to help.
So you stopped helping them with the rap and just stayed with the track?
Yeah, just stayed with the tracks.
Doing the beat and that's it?
Yeah. Because I used to sit there and come up with lines to help people out. And once it was time for me to be a rapper, I said, I'm going to stop giving away the secret. Because the thing is, it wasn't just that I'm good. I'm not that good of a rapper. I mean, I'm getting pretty nice, I'm getting pretty nice.
But you're not that good.
Yeah, I'm no Jay-Z. I'm no Nas. But I got a niche. I got my thing.
And what do you think you can do with your thing?
I could talk to the people's soul. And I'm kind of like... that. Me and Dave Chappelle blew at the same time. We're the exact same person almost.
Is that right? You are? You and David Chappelle?
Yes. Because we talk about real issues. We talk about racism. And we put a twist of humor on it. So people, they want to accept it. Like I say, I speak to a girl's soul like Ben and Jerry's. And it's like, they want to just hear what else you got to say. When you make them smile, then you can style. You can go, wow. I wrote that just now.
Where will you take this? I mean, are you going to be different in terms of what you do? We mentioned early on the foundation, which is to give back to kids.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, where do you see your life going in the next 3 or 4 years?
My goal, back when I used to work really hard when I was 17 and I couldn't buy a beat and I was just struggling, I would go in the Gucci store and just browse and maybe 2 months later be able to buy 1 pair of shoes. My goal at that time was to be able to do nothing. And I used to say that. The more successful I get, I see I have to do everything. I have to take a position like a Russell Simmons and do everything that I can to help everyone around me. It'll be like I'll be 60, 70, 80 years old, still doing conferences, still doing what I can to help young kids, whether it's in music, whether it's film, whether it's just motivation, kids that don't have fathers. Like, I feel like I'm a father to a lot of people. My music speaks to them. It's a male role model to a lot of kids that don't have a father. Now that I see that I'm successful, it's my responsibility to help as many people as I can.
What do you think Russell has contributed to? Not only the music, but to the society? Because he's venturing more and more into politics.
Yeah. I would
Prison
say,
reform.
I could say particularly with music, he broke down a lot of barriers for rappers. Like me and Will Smith had a conversation. He talked about how they wouldn't let rappers stay at certain hotels. So when they did the tour with Run DMC and Fresh Prince, Russell would specifically book them in that hotel. It was like, I'm talking about this, it was like straight like segregation.
Yeah, yeah.
It was like when my grandfather drove the first car in the marches.
He couldn't get a place to stay.
Yeah, it was the same thing. So he helped fight broke down a lot of racial walls. Like,
and also was enormously economically successful.
Yeah, he showed
creating businesses that were that he would grow and then sell. And
yeah, he was a business mastermind.
How about Jay-Z?
Oh, you know Jay. Come on now.
Come on now.
That's like when anytime I'm around him, I just like try to ask as many questions as possible.
Now, what would you ask him?
I would ask him, man, how'd you get all that money?
Beyonce.
Yeah, how'd you get beyond that? No, but I would ask him, and how did you keep it? Yeah. How did you run this company? How did you do all this? But when he had the what was the Best of Both Worlds tour that became the Jay-Z and Friends tour, right. I remember sitting at the side of the stage and looking at him say his raps and speak to this crowd of 20,000 people and thinking, this man is really a genius. This man really has a grasp. And these are my role models. I'm just a genius in training.
Yeah, but what I hear from you is a guy who really does pay attention.
Yeah.
And there's a laser-like focus on what everybody else is doing, and your appetite to learn and see how you can translate it to your own experience is central to who you are.
Right.
Right?
That's true. I always tell people I dropped out of school in order to learn.
But at the same time, you want to encourage people who are motivated and who believe that college can make a difference in their life.
Yeah, definitely.
To go.
If you want to be a doctor, go to college.
Yeah.
Do something. Use school. Don't let it use you. It's big business. That's why a lot of times people go to school, they major in something, they end up becoming a professor at a different school for the same thing they majored in.
Yeah. Jamie Foxx interviewed you for something. What was it? Didn't he?
Interview Magazine.
For Interview Magazine.
Yeah, I had some really good pictures in there, too. I think that was some of my best photography.
Oh, your photographs?
No, they photoed me.
Oh, they photographed.
Yeah, they all looking really nice in there. Yeah.
Is there any limit to your ambition?
No.
Or any limit to what you think you can achieve?
No. Well, no. Because I think right now, if I was to quit rapping and I said I want to go to the NBA, I would be in the NBA.
No, you wouldn't.
Yes.
No, you wouldn't.
Yes, I would.
No, you wouldn't.
Yes, I would.
Why would you think you could make it to the NBA?
Because I think I could do anything.
Have you ever played basketball?
Yes, I did.
Were you
pretty
okay?
good.
You pretty good?
Yeah, and the thing, I wasn't natural at all, but I ended up being on a team and winning championships and being a point guard. Yeah. And it just came from, like, my talent is the ability to learn. If I could play you the tracks that I had when I was, in 7th grade and compare that to a Jesus Walks, All Falls Down, Stand Up, Overnight Celebrity. Hold on, I'm not finished. I'm going to name everything nominated for a Grammy.
Okay, go ahead.
Slow jams. But if I could play you that right now and show you that track, and I'll go and shoot a jump shot right now and miss it.
Yeah.
It's the same thing as how my tracks were right back. Anything in life that you put your mind to, you can do. The world is your oyster. That's all I tell people. And I really have a grasp of that, being that I nearly died. It's this, and it's heaven. While you're on earth, especially if you're not incarcerated, if you got to take advantage of this. And that doesn't mean for everybody to be a rapper, for everybody to be a producer. Do what you do to the fullest and live your life and just be happy.
It's great to have you here.
Yeah.
Pleasure to have you on the show.
Yeah, thank you.
Good luck at the Grammys on February 13th.
Okay.
This is called The College Dropout. I've read all those nominations that he has. Yeah. Jesus Walks, Song of the Year, Album of the Year, The College Dropout, and then Album of the Year, for which he was a producer, The Diary of Alicia Keys. It's great to have you here, really.
No, thanks.
Thank you.
Right.
Great to see you. Back in a moment. Stay with us.